it's preparation time, it's transition time from one state to another state. So they are saying that the world is like a boiling water right now. So it was never meant for people to cut the cord. It was never meant for a human being to feel like they're here alone, left out, separated from everything and everyone, and just literally thrown away on Earth. So they're showing me people around the planet, and they have those crystalline light activated. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Vibrations with Val podcast. I'm so happy to have you here. This is the first episode that I'm uploading of our podcast, and I'll be so grateful if you stay until the end because there is going to be a lot of interesting information. I'm Val. My name is Val Valentina. I'm an intuitive, a channeler, and a sound healer, and I'm doing readings and personal sessions with people every single day. So overall, I just wanted to create this space where we can share more information and deeper transmissions in English, as my information mainly flows in English, although it's not my native language. So it's easier for me even to transmute this energy into English. So today it's going to be a very intuitive podcast, a very intuitive episode. And as I know, I'm going to be diving in and out of the field so that I can transmit the messages that are coming through, but also give you my point of view, my experience, and also my feeling about it. So it's going to be guided and it has no script. But just now I wrote down a few things that I think that we're going to go over. As they said to me, it's going to be very important to take note on the fact that we are now right in the middle of the year, right in the middle of 2026. What that is doing for us, what's that about? We're going to cover the fact that this is a very crucial year and very crucial times overall. And also we're going to talk about the fact that our intuition is activated, and within intuition they're going to explain what they're putting in. When they say intuition, what does that mean? All of the activations that are happening all around the world with the planet and with people, with communities, and also the simple fact that where are we going? Like, where are we moving towards? What is the end, so to speak, goal of this whole ascension that we're talking about, of this whole transition that we're moving through? What is the end idea? So kind of that way are where the things are going to go. So it's that way where the themes are going to flow today, and we'll see. Everything else we'll see. Okay. So I have my crystal here, and I'm going to tune in for a minute, see who comes through, or who comes through first. Oh, it's very interesting. So the three guides of the light, they say that I have interacted with them, not directly, through another channel. So the idea of them is that they are beings from the spirit realm, but they do exist in a very, very high dimension. So they do not take physical form. They're more like energy fog, concentrated energy fog. But they are, so to speak, spirit guides for the whole planet. So they're showing me as we have spirit guides for each and every individual, there are also beings who are overseeing collectives and collective energy fields, as there is the collective energy field of humanity, and also each and every element has their own quote unquote team, because it holds a soul. So water is connected to certain frequencies and to certain energies and vibrations, and it's gaining information from them. So it is in communication with that. And fire is the same way, and earth is the same way. And the planet itself, being, so to speak, an individuality, is also having that kind of support system. It's very different from what we experience as people. Animals have their spirits around them who are supporting them too, and every soul has that. And every creation within creation is consciousness, even the matter that we consider non-living matter. So rocks and stones and trees and flowers, they are also within that. They do have consciousness in them, so they do experience themselves in some way. So they also have a circle around them to support them. So this is the introduction, basically, that I have with these beings. They are very, very lightful, and when I focus upon them, my tears are sort of starting to come up, because they are very pure white, very, very white to blue energy. And so they are, so to speak, overseeing the whole collective of humanity and the planet, but in a very ethereal way, just like spirit guides. They are sending messages, tapping here and there where they need to. Not like the Galactic Federation of Light, for example, who are extraterrestrials, and the frequency is very different. They are also helping, they are also giving signs, they're also connecting as consciousness with different channelers. Yesterday I had a session with them, but not like that. They are just like the spirit guides, but for the collective field. And so they're saying that, let's see what they have to say. Yeah, okay. What they were starting to say just now is that it's all about movement, and so they are able, because they're not physically attached to a body, so their consciousness is not so fixed as ours. So our consciousness in physical form is very fixed, and this is why we can be only at one place at one time with our physical minds. We can only be here and now. And this, they say, is a grand beauty of creation, even though we are complaining about it sometimes. But it's something that is really beautiful and not very easy to be experienced within the whole creation, because they're showing me they are, so to speak, all the time fractured, all the time separated in pieces, and pieces of them are in different places at once, and they do experience all of those places at once, which gives them a very broad perspective, but at the same time, they are not even able to focus themselves that much unless they choose to, for some reason, go into physical form and incarnate as we do, or at least in some of the lower dimensions, incarnate like they could be having a little bit more information and more psychic abilities. But yes, they're saying that on the level that they're experiencing themselves as consciousness. They know that they can separate their selves from everything else, but simply as energy and consciousness. And they could not focus themselves on one focal point as we are right now. So this is something that we have to be grateful for, because it's a gift that we have being on the physical plane. Okay, so they are saying that the world is like a boiling water right now. So it's in the cooking state. It's very there. It's very kind of like funny, but it's really like they're showing me bubbles all around the planet, like literally boiling. And the idea of that is that it's preparation time, it's transition time from one state to another state. They're saying, what is the boiling period? Okay, they're very funny. What is the boiling period? They're saying the boiling period is the transition period between the water being liquid and the water becoming gas. So very ethereal and, so to speak, one with all else, with everything else. So we are right now in that boiling period, and not all of the water is going to become gas. Not all of the water is going to evaporate. Not all of it is going to fully make that transition. Some of it is going to just heat up and stay liquid, and that's okay. That's how it's supposed to be. But for those who are part of, so for those who are part of the choice that they want to, really, it's not about anything else but coming into a different state. Literally letting yourself come into a different state. So the water is a state of mind and a state of being. This quote unquote third dimension. It's a state of being. And then as energy is flowing through us, as ascension is happening, as activations are happening all over the planet, collectively, individually, and in many ways, everything is starting to heat up. And some of the particles who have decided that they want to jump and experience, they're not going to change in the sense that they're showing me on molecular level the water is still water, whether it's gas or liquid or ice. Okay, so we are not going to we're going to be ourselves as consciousness as we are now, we are holding the same capacity, all of us. But it's about the choice if you want to experience a different state of being, a different state of consciousness, a different state of yourself. And so, if you do choose that, you are going to um, you're going to enhance this process of heating up with your choice within yourself, and then you're going to become gas. So literally, you're going to experience yourself differently. You're going to come into a different state. And this is what is happening, they're saying. And all of the people who are now in this transition period and have the choice if they want to become, if they want to go on the different state, or they would like to just heat up a little bit and then go back to normal. And that's normal, and that's nice. Okay, so this is about the transition, the, so to speak, the shifts that are happening right now. Okay, so it's not about that the essence of us is going to change, is that our state, our states are going to change. Okay. So, intuition. What role intuition plays into our process right now of shifting and moving forward? And I want to ask, what is the end result? What is the end goal that we're aiming for? Okay. So, first of all, I want to say it feels like there is a lot of information that we can get from those bubbles that they're sending, because they're sending spheres of information, of energy, and there is a lot more to it. So the analogy with the water, it was just, just a part of everything that can be unraveled within this information, but we now don't have really the time to dive so much deeper into it, what they're really trying to say, and all the images. Okay. Yeah, intuition. Okay, intuition is crucial, as intuition is your natural state. Is intuition, following your intuition is your natural state. That's what they're saying. It's the fact that it's natural. So many people who are religiously bonded with Jesus, for example, and God, in their perspective of that. I'm just giving that analogy because they're showing me how they know, these people feel like this connection is, so to speak, primal to them. It's like, it's so normal that you couldn't live without it. So it's super normal for this bond to exist between human self and divine, God or whatever. And they're true about that. They feel that because it's true. But it's not the idea that you have to look for an archetypal God that is outside of you and almighty. He can do anything and I can do nothing. But more so in the way of states. So I, you, everyone are existing multidimensionally in various different states. And so we are existing in higher levels of mind and consciousness where we are all connected with all that is. And so when we come down to earth, yes, the idea is to concentrate and narrow our vision to that focal point of experience here on earth. But at the same time, it was never meant for us to cut the cord. It was never meant for us to not have this guidance in our ear like the people who are on TV and have those earbuds in their ears, and they're hearing guidance all the time while they're on air. They're still experiencing the on air, show. They're still experiencing their own emotions, their fears, their the movement in their body. They still do think with their minds. What am I going to say? How am I going to say it? Is that right? But then at the same time, they're constantly being guided, and they listen to that guidance. And it's like, and it's as well a double communication, a double lane communication. So it moves to you and it moves from you. And it never stops. So it was never meant for people to cut the cord. It was never meant for a human being to feel like they're here alone, left out, separated from everything and everyone, and just literally thrown away on earth. It was never that the intention. So this happened due to a lot of different interventions, a lot of different decisions, and the fact that eventually it was the free will of people to believe that they are disconnected and that they have to be shameful and alone and separated. Okay, so intuition. Again, let's come back to the question, what's intuition? Intuition is that very connection. That's it. With your other self, with the other part of you, with the other parts of you, as you do exist multidimensionally. So it's not only the human you and the divine you, again, like two polarities as we are convinced to think that there is the human you, the divine you, the higher self, so to speak. But you are multidimensional. So the alignment of all that you are, the connection that you're this, but you're also in this and that and the other, this connection, this alignment, this energy channel between those states of you is intuition. When you allow it to exist, when you allow yourself to experience it, that's intuition. And you're following your intuition then. You are either in the state of alignment and you are intuitively guided and you are following it because it's one thing, one and the same. Or you just go to this state and you experience it from splits of the second. You receive some kind of goosebumps or understanding or feeling, but then you consciously decide that that's not right because you're the human self, you're the human you, And you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to be in this kind of state. So what I wanted to ask next was about the, so to speak, end goal, and about the second half of 2026. How is it going to affect all of us? What are the things that have to be, so to speak, completed in that time frame between now and the end of 2026 and the beginning of 2027? Because from a lot of sources we hear 2027 is a crucial year. Okay, so there is this swirl of energy, and it all goes as it has to, based on the timeline that is chosen for each and every one of you. As they said in the beginning, as they said, everything is heating up, but some of the particles are going to become gas and some are going to become liquid. And this is based on their choice of how much of the heat they're actually going to allow to come through them. So the energy. And so, yes, 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029, as it was the prior years, 2020, 2021, all of those years are showing me like all of those years are a big period for us to be alive. It's very interesting moments. And the shifts are going to continue. They're not going to really stop. The end result, for all to be light, but not just light. So the so to speak, darkness doesn't exist, but it's all guided. So they're showing me people around the planet, and they have those crystalline light activated within their hearts. So that's it. That's the end goal. And when this happens, it's going to be natural for everyone to know. It's going to be natural for everyone to receive information. It's sort of like everyone is going to be an intuitive, a channeler, and a psychic in a way. So everyone is going to be much more conscious of everything, of other people too, of their own emotions, their own activations, and the things that are moving through them as process. And also, this is going to lead to connection that we now cannot even imagine. Because this heart connection that is happening now, it's happening, and we do experience it sometimes when we're in group sessions, meditations, or just having a very open and honest conversation with someone. But they're showing me how right now we're in this state where we're like in alignment and out of alignment, in alignment and out of alignment all the time. We are shifting between states. We are like in the zone where we are going up and down, and we're going fast up, but then fast down too. And so we are experiencing this heart connection coherence in groups and with people, but it's like for moments, for minutes, for just isolated periods of time, or in isolated environments and places where we go with a group on a retreat, or where we go somewhere in a sacred space on earth. But then, as this happens more collectively, they were showing me not only this radiant, crystalline energy that is the base of our field, of our personal fields, this connection with the higher self and everything, with this alignment is going to come through our hearts, and it's going to be the leader. It's going to be the first thing that we call upon. It's going to be the one and only way that we're going, the one and only way that we are moving in any decision, in any moment, in any minute, all the time. And as more people are experiencing that, then it's going to be natural coherence between us and them. It's going to be stabilized coherence. So something that is not only for a moment, for 2 moments, for a day, but for extended, long periods of time. It's going to be non-interrupted. And so then telepathy and psychic abilities between us are going to flow naturally. And so understanding and empathy and all of that is going to flow naturally. And this collective swirl of energy is going to also help each and every one individually to transcend faster and faster. And yeah, what I mean by transcend is transmute, beliefs and overall move through emotions, understand, go back to wisdom and all of that. So yeah, this was very great. I never, I'm entering now. Thank you. Thank you so much, Three Guides of Light. Thank you. This is what we could do in that episode, but there is, I won't say a lot more. It's like infinite amount more to be shared. But for the first time I encountered this energy, I do work with a lot of people, so their spirit guides and overall a lot of energies, coming sometimes and going. But those three guides of light were amazing. They showed me Jeanette Byro. I listened to her podcast. I love her. So they said that they are the same consciousness that I never thought about that. I never intended to connect with them. But they were very pure light and very nice, because spirit guides for the planet, spirit guides for the collective. Amazing. Amazing. And you can notice, because I'm not a native speaker in English, how when I'm out of the channeling state, I start to forget words, I start to get nervous, and I start to sometimes wrap my tongue around. But then when I'm in the channeling state, everything just becomes so clear and it just flows. And I even sometimes say words that I don't know. For example, today was the word evaporate, where this word I knew it in the back of my mind somewhere, but I would never think about using it. And they're just somehow, when you're in the channeling state, it's like accessing points of your subconscious mind that are exactly what you need, exactly when you need it. Just the same way as Jeanette Byro, I listened to a podcast of hers probably weeks ago, and there I heard the three guides of light, and I did not pay any attention to that. But then they grabbed that memory and they pulled it out and they said, oh yeah, that's who we are. So now you know. That's your connection with us. So it's that fascinating because what I'm now understanding while I'm talking to you is that the fact that I watched this podcast and the fact that I allowed this frequency from her to come through my ears, and for me to hear that, and for me to hear the message that they were telling then, which I don't remember right now consciously, and for me to hear that they are working with her. This was a frequency portal that I opened and, so to speak, allowed for them to come through. Because in that way, I, quote unquote, accepted them within my field. And that's why they were able to connect. Amazing. Amazing. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening. I'm going to do one of those episodes every single week. So stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, and share with friends. Thank you so much. You're going to help me a lot as a new channel. That way, we can spread this information and these frequencies and this light together. So, happy to be in service, and have a nice day and an amazing week. And I'll see you next time.